To start, I think my introductions were slightly bit more effective than my conclusions. I think I did a great job of grabbing the audience's attention through a question or a fact. One way I can improve on my conclusions is by possibly adding more detail or not cutting it off so short. All my speeches were pretty well structured. I believe that I excelled in sticking to a solid structure, and my organization is definitely attributed to writing an outline before my speeches. The outlines were a great reference for me because it made speaking so much easier because I added a lot of detail and I made sure that my outline followed a similar structure to the ones that were given in the text. With transitions, I tried my best to use them as much as possible. So I think that without transitions, a speech sounds very robotic, but if transitions are used correctly, it can really help the speech flow. By having one idea flow into the other, it made speaking much easier if I ever lost my train of thought. I think eye contact is something I did very well. I tried having my speeches very well prepared, so I barely used my note cards while speaking. The note cards were more used to help me practice. My only issue with eye contact is that I didn't always make eye contact with my entire audience. I would mostly stare in a general direction and try to remember to move my eyes while I was speaking. My biggest flaw in public speaking is that I do tend to talk a bit fast. I think this may be because I'm trying to get all my thoughts out and I'm just going as fast as possible, but it can also be due to nerves. Pacing was also an issue for me because for the most part I was standing still in one spot for the majority of my speeches. One thing I do well at is being able to speak at a good volume consistently throughout my speech. Something else I think I improved on was not using verbal fillers. This was a problem for me in the past because I would get very nervous or lose my train of thought during my speech, but in this class I think I really broke that habit because I was very well prepared for the speeches. There are always going to be times when I use fillers, but I think that can be avoided by having true knowledge on the subject of my speech rather than trying to talk about something I have no background on. When it comes to time requirements, I believe I did pretty well with this, so I would practice over and over until the timing was right before I presented to my audience. One way this could be improved is by adding more detail to my outline and just elaborating on more points. And to conclude, I think this class really helped me gain confidence while I was speaking, and I'm very satisfied with my growth throughout this course.